Hello everyone, welcome to Mechatronics class. In today's session, we discuss on unit number 1, Introduction to Mechatronics, Sensors and Actuators. This is part 7 video of that unit. In today's session, we discuss on position sensor, various position sensor, potentiometer. Under that potentiometer, we discuss on linear potentiometer, rotary potentiometer, and lastly there is a simple numerical on potentiometer. After discussing on all these points, the today's session outcome is identification of key elements of mechatronic system and its representation in terms of block diagram. So let us begin with today's session. So today's first point is position sensor. Position sensors are used to determine the position of some object with reference to some reference point. Position sensors are used in discrete part manufacturing to measure the presence of part, identify a part, determine the position of a part, or measure the size of a part. The measurement of position and displacement of physical object is essential for many applications such as a process of feedback control, transportation, traffic control, robotics, security systems, and so many. By positions, we mean determination of the object's coordinates with respect to selected reference. Displacement means moving from one position to another for a specific distance or angle. So in this figure, we have to show that there is a laser and there is a photo detector, and this is your reflector. So from that laser, we can emit the laser rays, and these laser rays are travel in these directions at some angles. After this some distance, these laser rays are reflected from that reflector planes. From that reflector planes, it should be get reflected at some angles, and it should be get uh, moves in these directions. So these reflected laser rays are received these photo detectors. So in that case, we have to measure the time which is started from the laser rays are emitted through that laser beam, and it should be get received the from that photo detectors. How much time interval they can take place, so we have to measure it, and we have to calculate the how much the distance it should be from one place to the another place. We also calculate by using that the positions of that objects. So in that, the duration between transmitted and received pulse is used to determine the distance or position of the objects. So the position and displacement sensors are grouped into the following two types. These two types are contact sensors and non-contact sensors. So in contact sensors, the measurement object is in mechanical contact with the sensors. In the contact sensors, there is a sensing shaft which is in a contact indirectly with the object being monitored. The movement of the shaft may be used to make or changes electrical voltage, capacitance, or resistance. Now in non-contact sensors, in the non-contact sensors, there is no physical contact between the measured object and the sensor. The measured object causes or changes in the air pressure in the sensor, or a change in inductance or capacitance. Now next point is that the factor to be considered while selecting sensors for position and displacement are, now these factors are the accuracy required, the resolution required, the size of the displacement or distance between the object and sensor. Next, the relative position or displacement type, it should be a linear or angular. And last one is the cost and material made. Now there are various position sensors are, these are broadly classified into two types. These are potentiometer, LVDT and encoders. But we have to mention here potentiometer, linear variable differential transformer we call as LVDT, then rotary variable differential transformer we call as RVDT, and last one is encoders. In today's session we only discuss on potentiometer. So let us start the topic as potentiometer. A potentiometer can be used to convert rotary or linear displacement into a voltage. This potentiometer can be classified into two types. First one is linear potentiometer and second one is rotary potentiometer. So let us begin with a linear potentiometer. A potentiometer consists of a resistance element with a sliding contact that can be moved from one end to the other. This sliding contact is called as wiper. Now this is a sliding contact. Now this sliding contact we also it is also called as wiper. The motion of the sliding contact may be linear. So this wiper or this sliding contact, it should be moved to the right or to the left. So it should be this is a linear movement. So this is the figure of a linear potentiometer. A linear wire-wound potentiometer consists of a resistance element with a number of turns of wire wound around a non-conducting mandrel, together with a sliding contact that travels over the bare wires. So this is the resistance wire. So this resistance wire, it should be wound on that mandrel in number of turns. So this resistance wire, it should be get wounded in number of turns. The linear displacement of the wiper contact is directly converted into proportional output voltage. The exciting voltage may be either AC or DC, and the output voltage is proportional to the input motion, provided that the measuring device has a resistance that is greater than the potentiometer resistance. The wire wound track may be single turn or helical turn. So it should be in a helical turn phase. Now this is the circuit diagram of linear potentiometer. So in this diagram, the resistance wire produces a uniform drop in the applied voltage as a V1. So this is your input voltage, or we call as a applied voltage. Now therefore, a constant input voltage is between the terminals 1 and 3. So this input voltage is between the terminals 1 and 3, and the output voltage between the terminals 2 and 3. Now is this output voltage is a fraction of the input voltage. This fraction is depend on the ratio of the resistance R23, the resistance of R23 between the terminals 2 and 3, compared with the resistance R13 between the terminals 1 and 3. So formula is output voltage upon input voltage is equal to resistance of the resistance between the terminals 2, 3 to the divided by the resistance between the terminals 1 and 3. Now this is about the linear potentiometer. Now next is rotary potentiometer. A potentiometer consists of a resistance element with a sliding contact can be moved from one end to the other end. This sliding contact is called as wiper. So this is the sliding contact. So this is the wiper in this rotary potentiometer. The motion of sliding contact may be angular. So this wiper, it should be moved in either in a clockwise directions or either it should be in a anti-clockwise directions. The rotary potentiometer consists of a circular wire wound track over which a rotable sliding contact can be rotated. So we can consider there is a resistance wire. So this resistance wire, it should be get wounded on that in number of turns. So this wires, it should be get wounded on that mandrel. The angular displacement of the wiper contact is directly converted into proportional output voltage. The exciting voltage may be either AC or DC, and the output voltage is proportional to the input motion, provided that the measuring device has a resistance that is greater than the potentiometer resistance. The wire wound track may be single turn or helical turn. The output is proportional to the angle through which the slider has rotated. So the angular displacement can be converted into a potential difference. So this is about the rotary potentiometer. So we can take the some advantages. What is the advantages of potentiometers? So advantages of potentiometers are they are simple and inexpensive. They are useful for measurement of large amplitude of displacement. Their electrical efficiency is high. They are simple in operation. It is ability of that potentiometer to work on AC and DC current. And last advantage is that a high degree of linearity of the static characteristics. Now these are the some advantages of potentiometer. Now let us discuss about the disadvantages. The presence of sliding contact, which can cause a crack due to oxidation of contact path, chafing of turns and bending the sliders. The error in operation due to load, a relatively small conversion factor, high sensitivity, presence of noise, and last one is the tendency electroion under the action of pulse discharge. Now these are the some advantages of potentiometer. Let us discuss about the applications. These sensors are primarily used in the control system with a feedback loop to ensure that the moving member or component reaches its commanded positions. These are typically used on machine tool controls, elevators, liquid level assemblies, forklift trucks, automobile throttle controls. In manufacturing, these are used in control of injection molding machines, woodworking machinery, printing, spraying, and robotics. These are also used in computer control monitoring of sports equipments. So this is about some applications of potentiometer. So let us solve this some simple numerical on that potentiometer topic. So this is the first numerical. The statement is that a potentiometer resistance transducer has a total winding resistance of 8 kilo ohm and a maximum displacement range of 5 centimeter. The power dissipation at maximum displacement is not to exceed 50 megawatt. Determine the output voltage of the transducer when the input displacement is 2 centimeter. So as per this statement, first of all, we calculate the maximum voltage is R. We know that the formula voltage is equal to power upon current. But we know that the voltage is equal to current into the resistance. So instead of I, we have to put as a V upon R. So this R it should be goes on numerator side, so it should be PR, and there is a V and this V. So this V it should be shifted, so it should be becomes as V square. So this will be becomes as V square is equal to PR. So if you are taking the as a single V, so V is equal to under root of PR, and power is as 50 milliwatt. So it should be as 50 into 10 raised to minus 3, and resistance R as a 8 kilo ohm. So it should be 8 into 10 raised to 3. So voltage we have to obtain as 20 volt. The output voltage is equal to V as a input voltage is into Xi upon Xt. So input voltage is 20 into 2 upon 5 is equal to 8 volt. So it means that Xi is as a the input displacement is 2 centimeter, and next is the total displacement is 5 centimeters. So it should be the total output voltage is 8 volt. Now second numerical is a rotary potentiometer is used for angle measurement. Potentiometer is supplied with 10 volt and is set at 82 degree. The range of this singleton pot is 350 degree. Calculate the output voltage. So voltage is 10 volt. The angle is 82 degree. Maximum angle is 350 degree Celsius. So output voltage is equal to theta upon theta max into V. So as a theta is given as 82 and theta maximum is 350, and as a voltage is as a 10 volt, so we putting the value in that formula and we calculate the output voltage is 2.34 volts. Now next and last numerical of that session, a singleton potentiometer 350 degree has a linearity error of 0.1% and is connected to 5 volt DC source. Calculate the maximum angle error that could be expressed from this system. Linearity error it should be given as 0.1% and total angle as is 350 degrees Celsius. So delta theta is equal to linearity into theta total divided by 100. So linearity error is zero point 0.1, total theta is 350 divided by 100. So total delta theta we can obtain as 0.35 degree. So in this way, in today's session, we have to discuss about the potentiometer as well as position sensors. So thank you for watching this today's sessions. Thank you very much.